doing, you're being a slave to the script. Just say it.
All right. I'm Average Joe. This is a man I just met, an amazing, I say brilliant. He's well educated in scriptural, spiritual, biblical, and scholarly. And his insight is overwhelming. He's known only as Preach. He's a sovereign citizen. He is owned by no man or country or government. Only answers to God. And with that, Preach, I want to ask you some questions. What about this indoctrination that's going on in our schools and our government? How people are being controlled?
It seems on the surface that this has come from a seed of inbred perplexities at this nation's core. With that being said, to try to make this as brief as I possibly can, that the only thing that comes to mind is physician, heal thyself. That we think that autonomy, we think that absolute control is the manner in which we should be able to deploy various infrastructures and disciplines. But bearing in mind that this is called, the United States. But yet they suffer from that seed of selfishness and autonomy and free will licensing. And in that licensing, we find that they live a duplicitous life, meaning they are doing one thing, but they're doing one thing and saying another. And see, what happens here is that there is a innate polarity, there is a vice that self-will causes to be given in these said structures of control, which ends up out of control each and every time. Now, I know I'm sounding like I'm running around in circles. That's exactly what I'm saying. That they employ these ethics, they employ these false artifices.
You're talking about the government.
The government or whoever they want to say they are, that gets what I'm going to use a proverbial scenario here. Whoever think they have the big gun, supposedly.
Right.
Whoever has the big gun has the power. And with a little bit of manipulation and coercion, we want to feel good as if we're doing an overall all good. But at the same time, it's an evil. It's an evil that wants to wear another label.
How are they going to put this evil upon us? Through TV, music?
Well, see, it's
education.
It sort of falls into the ramification of pre-propagandization. Now, let me show you how this works. It's not by what they're saying and then you do it. It's what they actually do and steep you into it, and you inadvertently, when I say you, the people, the democracy, the republic, whatever we want to call the mass, they put them in this through food, through education, through medicine, and even the culture itself. Once they do this unbeknownstly, then when they say it, that becomes your reality. And then when there is a supposed awakening, it's too late. It's just like you went to sleep in a room, you were lured into a room that had been orchestrated and set up to let fumes of poison in, but you've been taught by the grandeur of the room, how it looks, how the false comfort, how the bad security, that you don't see that. And bit by bit, they let in this room, and oh, by the way, they locked the door. They lock the door, and they let the fumes in, and you fall asleep. By the time you think you are awoken, you're pretty much dead.
Like the frog in boiling water scenario.
This is exactly what
it happens so slowly, you don't see it coming.
You don't see it coming, but you were lured into it. Now, for you to debunk that, you're already effectuated. You're already indoctrinated. You're already become insistently dependent upon it. And crying for privilege, crying for rights, well, you could have a honest and an earnest plea and case with this, but at the same time, it's very futile.